Good evening and welcome to the nighttime heat on this beautiful Monday evening. This program is being aired right here on 105.5 Pram FM. It's also being relayed by Radio Gema, that is in Nimbakari, King Toman, that is in Vanjima Lofokari, and Radio Kwatike, that is in Bonkane. Also, we are streaming live on our Facebook page, that is the Nighttime Heat Facebook page. That is, just go on your phone where you have to search and you type Nighttime Heat. You're going to watch the show, you're going to watch the show live, and you also share. Apart from that, we are also on our YouTube channel. Just again, where they have to search, type Nighttime Heat on our YouTube channel on your phone, and then you also watch the show and subscribe to our YouTube page. In addition, we are also streaming live on Pram FM Radio 105.5. Tonight promises to be fantabulous and interesting. You know, we'll have at 8:30, we'll have the Council of Churches. They'll be right here. And of course, we're going to speak with the Chief Scribe, the Secretary General, Dr. Revin Too will be our guest, and of course, we'll be right here. You know, the council has been receiving a lot of reactions, to some of the decisions it took in recent days. But before then, we'll also, tomorrow, Liberia will be going to election in Washington. We are vying for the seat to grab the non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council. Since 1961. We haven't achieved that. And so tomorrow will be history making. And so we'll be speaking with Dr. Komna Boble. Dr. Boble has been an envoy lately. He also served as Liberian Information Minister. And he also worked in the international community. You understand how they work in that community. So Dr. Boble will be spoken to in a jiffy. Saba George is my name. We'll be right back after the same. Welcome back to the Nighttime Heat. I'm sure Moses Sambi, my panelist, is my co-host. Moses should be on by now. Moses, let me welcome you quickly to the Nighttime Heat.
Thank you, Saba. Thank you, Monrovia. It's a pleasure to be back. Thank you.
How was the weekend with you, Moses?
It went well. I'm grateful. The weekend went real well. I had some time to spend with some family members, and do some other fun activities. So we had a great time here in Delaware, with the family, the kids, and stuff like that. How was yours?
Well, mine was fantabulous, very enjoyable with the family. We had a splendid time. And so, Moses, that was good for the weekend.
Okay. You're breaking in. I didn't hear that.
Okay, I said that was enjoyable. We had a splendid time with the family, with the wife, with the children.
Okay.
And everything was okay. We had a nice dishes, on the Saturday and the Sunday. So everything went to service. And then we came back and had a rest, Moses.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just good to have that family time. Yeah, it was okay. And for my end, I'm also grateful for life. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Moses. So let me just again share the show, please. Just tap on your phone, your mobile phone. Just tap Nighttime Beat, and then you share the show on your Facebook page. You share the show. You watch the show live, and then you share also. Apart from that, you can also watch the show on the YouTube channel, on our own YouTube channel. We have, we screen the show. Just tap Nighttime Heat, and of course, you're going to watch the show also on YouTube, and you subscribe to our page. In addition, we are also streaming live on the Prime FM 105.5, Prime FM River 105.5, and then also watch the show and you share the show. So, this is before we can speak with Dr. Commandant Brooklyn, who served as special envoy, and before then he also served as former information minister. He worked in the international community with credible records. We'll be speaking with him. Liberia goes for election tomorrow for the non-permanent seat position at the United Nations, and so we'll be talking about that with Dr. Brooklyn. But before then, Moses, I received this information, and of course, let me just upload, to bring it up to the public. There's growing concern regarding the illegal movement of people into the Sapo National Park for business activities such as mining, hunting, and the selling of bushmeat and other resources. These activities pose serious threats to the ecological health and sustainability of the park. So in response, the local authorities have begun taking steps to remove individuals involved in those activities. However, we strongly believe that the attention and intervention of the national government are also needed to address this matter effectively. So, Moses, that's the latest information I got just yesterday before we came on air today, that there's this illegal movement of people who are venturing to the Sapo Park in Samo County. The people are concerned, the citizens are concerned. There's this growing apprehension. Where are those people coming from? What are they doing, in the park? But there's a report that they are carrying out illegal activities, for business purposes. So that's the situation, Moses. And we're hoping that because of coming to the information, we're hoping that the national government comes in as soon as possible to have this arrested, so as to secure the resources on that side of the country. We don't know who are those people, whether they are Liberians. In fact, we've been hearing about Burkinabes entering everywhere. So we're hoping that the government can do something as soon as possible to have that condition, that situation arrested, Moses.
Okay, sorry, I was having a little bit of a glitch here with my system, but but I am concerned about these reports coming from the southeast. I'm sure you and I will agree that there have been several reports about the illegal movement of people in Grand Juliet. We have gotten report about that also in certain part of Nimba County. We have gotten report about similar thing happening now in Sano County. I'm not sure what's really going on, but I think there is a situation that must claim the attention of the national government and really institute an immediate probe to determine as to what is happening in the southeast, because just as scary. This has to do with national security,
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. It has to do with national security. So I understand that the local authorities, the superintendent and his court of officers, I understand they were able to, his deputies rather, they were able to take the matter to the attention of the president. So we're hoping that it can claim the attention of the government as soon as possible to have the situation under control, because our people cannot be living in a fear, because what is happening, they don't know the nationalities of those people entering the park, although they have gone there for business purposes. But it's unfortunate, that to have people going to the park without getting the proper license, or without getting the permission from the local authorities. So it's troubling, and it should claim the attention of the executive mansion. That we've heard that the local authorities are already taking the matter up with the executive mansion. So Moses, we're trying to connect. Okay, go ahead quickly.
No, quickly, I just wanted to say that I agree that we hope that our government will intervene, because this has to do with the peace and stability. As a country, you just can't have people, entering your country illegally, and then at the same time, taking advantage of local resources. It's not good. We need to know where these people are coming from, who has given them the authorization, to enter the country. Are they here legally or not? It's very important, Soba.
Okay, it is. Let's try to connect with Dr. Lawrence Butler quickly, to have him to hold this discussion with him. Dr. Butler is awaiting our call. As we all aware, Liberia tomorrow will be going to election, basically to secure the seat, the non-permanent seat. Let's qualify that, the non-permanent seat on the Security Council of the United Nations. So Dr. Butler is one man who worked along with them. He worked along in the international community, understands the inner working. Let's try to speak about Dr. Butler quickly. Dr. Butler, good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat.
Sabah, good evening, and thank you very much. This is my maiden appearance.
Surely.
You were in hiding for a little while, and I wonder why a good journalist like you was not available. Now we're happy that you are available, and the quality and content of your program are wonderful. Good evening to you and to all of our listening people tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Butler, for joining us again. Dr. Butler, you are not a stranger to how things work in the international community. You worked in the community for quite a long time. You came to Liberia. You served as a former Minister of Information, and then lately you served as a special envoy. But Dr. Butler, the reason we call you, Liberia will be going to elections tomorrow to secure the non-permanent seat of the Security Council of the United Nations. Do you care to tell us first, what's your expectation? What do you hope that may likely happen tomorrow?
Well, first thing, before I say that, let me preface the fact that I think this is an act of brilliance on the part of the one who directs our foreign policy, our president, for this. Previous administration, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Weah, and now President Joseph Boyka are all working in tandem to make sure that Liberia continues to readjust and assume its rightful place amongst the Committee of Nations. So, having pushed this directive and picked up by our dynamic Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Sarah Beslow Yanti, and her team, I think this means that tomorrow, unless the devil arises tonight, which is not a chance, Liberia will get elected to the non-permanent seat at the Security Council of the United Nations, because a lot of work has been put into this. Our people at Foreign Ministry have extended their arms to all those who mean well for our country and its future diplomatically. And so you've had shuttle diplomacy across the world, but principally across Africa, by notable Liberians who have pushed the agenda and supported the Minister of Foreign Affairs and our country and the Chief Executive, the President. So I expect, with my understanding of how the United Nations work and the Security Council itself, I expect nothing less than a resounding vote in favor of Liberia's presence at the Security Council of the United Nations.
Now, Dr. Bopler, we understand that Liberia will be going unopposed. In other words, there wouldn't be a competition. But is it possible for our expectation to turn another way, despite going unopposed?
Well, with the assurances that we've gotten from those within the circles, Liberia will get elected tomorrow, unless a ram comes out from in the bush. And this is not the Abrahamic where we have a ram to come from in the bush to avoid the human sacrifice. Tomorrow, I am confident, with my understanding of all has been happening, and I have been supporting this process, we will get elected tomorrow.
Now, we'll get elected tomorrow. The expectations and the confidence, it's very huge. The bid is garnering the support of bipartisan and other individual support. But Dr. Bopler, for the common people, I want you to just briefly explain to us what sort of benefits do we stand to accrue, or do we stand to gather or to receive if we won this seat tomorrow?
Well, so let me put it this way. Growing up in Upper Buchanan, when the elders and decisions were made and discussions held regarding the future of Grand Bassa, the future of Upper Buchanan, and the future of Liberia. When the meeting is over and people go to tell what may have happened, the question they will ask you is, oh, that true? Were you in the meeting? And this is why they will ask you if you at the table in the meeting, because then they know that you're able to wield your influence, and also reciprocally that influence from within council comes to you. They will be sitting at the table where peace and security for our world will be discussed. Liberia will be at the table where talking about an urban country. You're talking about climate change. You're talking about all of the issues that affect human dignity. At that table, Liberia has a voice, an influential voice. Don't forget now, Samba, we were the originators. We were part when the process started. So when that first meeting was held under the cola tree, that catapulted into what now we call these institutions, Liberia was signatory to the originality of the formation of these United Nations. And so we're coming back home. We're coming back home, and with our experience in diplomacy across the world, our experience in looking at where we have come, Africa's first female president, being able to president in a way that pushed Liberia upward and not downward. And so we will have something to offer, so we'll be looked at as a premier country. Liberia stands so much to benefit because we will be pulling the ears of the permanent members of the Security Council. We will be in the room, and that's most important.
Finally, Dr. Bopler, let's assume that we won the seat tomorrow. Is it a victory for Liberia or a victory for a particular political party?
No, this transcends politics. This transcends tribalistic nuances. This transcends mediocrity. This embraces nationalism. This is about Liberia. When the Minister of Foreign Affairs was Africa trotting and globe trotting, she was not doing it of the Unity Party. She's a member of the Unity Party-led government, which is the current government of the Republic of Liberia. This is a way for Liberia, inclusive of all of about 16 tribes. Some people argue whether it's 16 or 18, but inclusive of all of the tribes in Liberia. This is a win for Liberia, and this will be a historic movement that reignite Liberia stands with globality. It's a wonderful opportunity tomorrow, and I'm embracing it.
Dr. Buble, thank you very much for joining us on the Nighttime Heat tonight.
Thank you, Saba. Thank you. All the best to Liberia tomorrow.
Okay, it's Dr. Komuna Buble, former Liberian Information Minister. He's been on the line with the Nighttime Heat. Moses, you listen to Dr. Buble. What did you gather from him so far?
Well, he seems he came across as very optimistic. You repeatedly heard the former minister says this is a win, this is a win. He did not say this will be a win, and I would have preferred, because look, let's be human here. We're going through an election process. For the minister to continuously, for the former minister to continuously tell us that this is a win, this is a win. I know he's optimistic, but let's be a little bit futuristic to say this will be a win, because anything can happen tomorrow. I want to see Liberia win. You want to see Liberia win. We all want to see Liberia win. That's why our government is putting a lot into this, because as I speak to you right now, Soba, you have a high profile level government officials in New York. The Minister of Information, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and other top executives, the chair on the Senate Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs, or Deloitte, and all these people, they are in New York. They are working extremely hard to make sure that this turn out to be a victory for Liberia. However, I would like to caution all Liberians that instead of saying that this will be, instead of saying that this is a win, let us say this will be a win. That's what I would like to say.
I think, Moses, Liberians are just being optimistic. I think since 1961 or 1960, we serve that we had that opportunity, and since then we haven't had that. So to go for the seat, the non-permanent seat, I think it's just about being optimistic. So when Dr. Buble said, Liberia will win, I think they've just been optimistic. And I don't say it's only Dr. Buble alone. There are some individuals, who in fact are very upbeat, Moses, that tomorrow will mark another history in our country. So I don't think it's wrong for Dr. Buble or for all us to be optimistic that we're going to get the seat tomorrow. I don't see any wrong in that, Moses.
So there's nothing wrong about being optimistic, but the point I'm trying to drive here is the former minister was very definite. He said, this is a win, this is a win, this is a win. And I am saying, instead of us saying that this is a win, because politics, you used to hear the former coach of the Lone Star, he referred to soccer as what? Biscuit, right? What's the former Lone Star, coach? He said, this is biscuit. It can be broken anyway. Josiah, right? Yeah. This guy always said that football is a biscuit. So let's go in there with optimism but let us not be definitive, because when we are definitive, when something doesn't go our way, we will be extremely disappointed. Again, I want to say that I want to see us win. There are a lot that we can benefit from this, and we all should go in there praying that we will prevail. However, let us not come across that we have already secured a seat. That's my point.
Yes, I agree with you. And of course, we need 129 votes. I understand that the number of votes that we need, but I'm optimistic as well, Moses. When you go into okay, it's not a competition though, but when you're expecting something positive, you have to be optimistic. You can be pessimistic, thinking that you will not get it. You kill your own morale, and at the end of the day, if you don't get it. But the thing is, you must be optimistic. You must, have that conviction, that belief that what I'm going for, I will certainly get it. And the fact that we are going unopposed, five countries vying for five different seats, is something that we can achieve. We can secure tomorrow. It's something that we can win tomorrow. So I don't think it's any wrong, or I don't think we need to be pessimistic. I join those who are optimistic, because if we get the seat, like Dr. Butler said, we allow us to sit, amongst important individuals, amongst people of the world, and to make important decisions, and those decisions will also have some positive impacts on our country. So let's all of us be optimistic, and and pray for this to come true tomorrow. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat. You can again just go on your Facebook page, on your phone or your laptop, and you type Nighttime Heat, just 3 words, Nighttime Heat, and then you're going to watch the show on your Facebook page, and also share the show. We want you to share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also be in the loop of what is happening tonight on the Nighttime Heat. In addition, you can also go on your YouTube channel, right on your phone. Just go to where they have to search, and you type Nighttime Heat. As soon as you do that, you again will watch the show on YouTube, and you're going to subscribe as well to our YouTube page. Also, those who are on the Prom FM page, just go there and search and watch the show also on Prom FM Morovia 105.5, Prom FM Morovia 105.5. We want you to share the show so that many people can follow and also be informed and educated. We said to you that this show it cuts across all lines. In fact, this show reflects the views of every Liberian. The Yanda boys, the Tekerados, the Aruesca youth, all of them can come on the show. The opposition, the non-position, the opposition, you all can come on the show. You have a space here tonight, and that's the reason why we launched this platform. We don't want a platform where you only go hear one side, Like year off him, you go on this other platform, you hear one side. This other platform has become a propaganda machinery. No, we don't want that. We want everybody to come on, and that's the reason why in a short moment we'll be signing a deal with DN News. DN News, we carry the show live in the near future. You go watch the show live on DN News because of the record we've set, because of the quality of the show. We managed to, attract DN News and others will be also relaying the show. It's not a show where you can come on and just say all the fine things. No, you can say your fine things, but somebody can come also to counter your fine things. So that's the essence of this show. Moses, we're expecting our guest.
Yes, we look forward to our guest because the discussion tonight, I can tell you something is going to be very interesting. I hope our guest will come because it's very important to take a critical role of the LCC, the Liberal Council of Churches, in the wake of what is trending in the news. The LCC been around since July 22nd, 1982. So if you do the math, sober, you're talking about over 43 years. I mean, you're talking about almost 43 years of existence. The LCC is a very prominent organization, so we look forward to seeing the Secretary General coming and really help to educate our people about the LCC, its current disposition on national issues in the country. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a very good discussion.
Yes, it's going to be. And like you said, the Council of Churches is revered as a mere voice in society. Okay, so many are waiting to hear from the Council of Churches on some of the issues that we're going to raise with the Council. The first thing I understand that the Council has ended its General Assembly and came up with 8-count resolutions. So we'll be going into that, those 8-count resolutions. We'll be going also into the rationale for the re-election of the president of the Council of Churches, Reverend Reeves. Reverend Reeves, we understand, in fact, has been re-elected. There was this whole rule about some of the members of the council not wanting him. But again, for him to resurface, it's something that the council will have to explain how did that come to, how did that happen. And besides, we'll be asking the council about the latest honor of Speaker Richard Coon. There's been this mixture of reactions. Some people say, well, the council was wrong to have honored. Some people said no, the council was right. So that's been a mixture of views. So we'll be also discussing that when the secretary, the chief scribe of the council, comes to studio. We understand he's on his way, and shortly he'll be joining us. But in the meantime, Moses, since that he's not here, I want us to hear from some Liberians. So what do they think about tomorrow's election? Let's try to open the lines briefly to hear from some Liberians as to what do they think about tomorrow's election. Liberia will be going to election in Washington to secure the non-permanent seat of the UN Security Council. So what do they think? Let's try to hear from them while we await the lines are already blinking. Let's take the first call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
And let me say good evening to your co-host.
Okay.
My name is Theophilus T. Tobe II, and I'm in Monrovia. So, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me say thank you for the net and heat. The conversation is good, right? Liberia goes to elections. Liberia tomorrow. And, for us, we are very much hopeful and optimistic that Liberia is going to secure the seat to be a non-permanent member of the United Nations. When I listen to your co-host, and well, we might not be too optimistic. No, when you are going to a process, someone like you said, process, you got to be confident, you got to be hopeful that you will get it. You don't go there with, deciding whether or not. No, you go there with a fixed mind because you know what you have done. And I believe in the leadership of the foreign minister, the president as well, and I know the kind of work that our foreign people have done, our people have done. Okay, the level of engagement they have done with other countries.
Okay.
So we know what they have done, and we believed in their leadership, and we know that we are going to secure the seat on tomorrow.
Many thanks, many thanks. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Let's take this caller. What do you think about tomorrow's election tomorrow's electoral process? Like, what we go into the polls to secure that non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council? Let's speak with this caller quickly. Good evening. Yes, sir, David Cody. Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you. I agree with Dr. Brockler, 150%. I'm overjoyed and overconfident that we are going to get a seat. This other football is not biscuit. Thank you, Josiah Johnson cannot work in this one here. It's not biscuit. I disagree with your co-host.
It can't work in this one, eh?
It can't work in this case. Other biscuit, you're not preparing and you get into it, my friend, they could beat you. But this one here is different. Liberia is a founding member of the United Nations. Liberia is the first country to have a woman president of the General Assembly. A lot of good things we have done there. Even our first female president, she was of the United Nations for many years before. We have done the work. And I can tell you, I'm overconfident. I agree with Dr. Buckler 150%. We're not going to do this thing with maybe it will happen, excuse me, it will not happen. We are going to win. I'm overconfident.
Okay.
We're going to win.
Many thanks, Mr. Koti. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. We're trying to get your views on what do you think about tomorrow's election. Liberia, we're going to election to secure the non-permanent seat of the UN Security Council. What do you think? Are you optimistic or pessimistic? Do you think there's a need for us to get the seat? Let's hear from you as soon as possible. What we still await our guests again. 0778-460-460. Yes, 793. That's the number to call. 0776-460-793. That's the number to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat tonight. With your calls. But Moses, you listen to David Cody. Again, share the show. Kindly share the show so that your friends, your relatives, and loved ones can also be on top of what is happening. They too can also be informed and educated basically about what's happening tonight. Again, the number 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat tonight. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening to my dear brother in studio.
Okay.
And let me say good evening to the people of Liberia. Let me say thank you for your topic on the discussion. And for me, actually, I'm sad with Liberia, and I know that Liberia will be victorious in this process. Because with the contribution that we have done over the years, more especially when it comes to the assembly, Liberia providing the first female in the identical process, and Liberia contribution, I think in my mind that Liberia will win the identical seat.
Okay.
Yeah, on a serious note, it is not about politics, it's about the country, because we have make a decision all the time. But when it comes to Liberia, we should always know that it's only Liberia will have in common. You can be unity party, you can be seditions, but the more optimistic that we have is this country, and nobody cannot be put off on this country. So we should put politics aside and focus for tomorrow.
Okay.
Whether you are opposition or you are ruling establishment, you got to put your country first.
Okay. Many thanks.
So let me say thank you.
Many thanks. Really appreciate your position tonight. He said, well, you got to be optimistic. He's optimistic like others. Again, you can put a call on 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. Those in the diaspora, the number is just on the screen. Just a little bit there, and you can put your calls as well and make your input on the program. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. 0778-460-793. You call that number, you'll be live on the nighttime heat. We are still expecting our guest. That's the Secretary General of the Secretary General of the Liberia Council of Churches. As soon as he comes, we start the discussion, we start the ball rolling. We'll be talking about the council in totality. Let's take this call on the line. Quickly, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Am I live?
You are live.
Okay, my name is Eric P. Abroquad, and I joined this conversation from my resident in Lexington, District number 15, Colorado County.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, so, like, what exactly the quarter which is called said is not about our party politics in the country to say PDC or United Party. I think this is the time that we all come together as one, as Liberians, and support this country at that international star. So, I would like to recommend to all of our politicians, those who are involved in active politics, to encourage our partisans to make use of the international connection they have to make Liberia be victorious in that seat.
Okay.
Thank you so much for affording me the opportunity.
Okay, thank you also. Let's take 2 more calls now, wrap it up with our guest just arrived. 0778-460-793. Yes, Moses, you were saying something.
Quickly, I just wanted to say this. Like you and the rest of our people, including myself, we are all optimistic. Very, very optimistic that this thing here we will win. We will win this seat. However, the key word that I continue to stress here is we should not be overconfident. We are going through an electoral process. When you go through an electoral process, the chances are that you may win or you may not win. So go into this process thinking that, hey, I have done my best. I am looking forward to a positive result, but don't make it appear like it is an entitlement. I've heard people say, oh, well, we produced the first female president. I've heard people say, oh, well, Liberia has a long-standing relationship with the United Nations. Absolutely. But does that mean that Liberia has an entitlement to this non-prominent seat? Of course not. That's why this is open up for what? An election. So we should not be overconfident.
Okay, I hear you, Moses, and I think there are others who will string along with your views, and there are others who will differ strongly that they need to be confident. But let's pause on that. Our guest has just walked in. And let's try to welcome our guest quickly, Moses. You can do that. He's Reverend Dr. Chris True. He's the Secretary General of the Liberia Council of Churches. So you can do that, Moses, to welcome him.
Dr. Tor, it is a pleasure to have you this evening. Welcome to the Nighttime Heat. And this is a very important discussion because you represent a very important institution, the Liberia Council of Churches, that has been in existence for nearly 43 years since 1982 when you came into existence. We are proud of your work. You play a very pivotal, the LCC play a very pivotal role in the Liberian during the Liberian Civil War, the 14 years of Civil War. The Council of Churches was actively engaged in making sure that peace was restored to our people. So we really appreciate the work of the LCC, and it is indeed a pleasure to have you tonight. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, so let me also welcome you, Reverend Dr. Toll. We really relish that you could take up your time, your busy schedule to appear on the Nighttime Heat tonight. Again, listeners and viewers, kindly share the show. Go on your Facebook page and just tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you do so, you're going to watch the show live, and you also share the show on your Facebook page, so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also be aware and also be in the loop of what is happening. Also, you can go on your YouTube channel and just tap. You see YouTube on your phone or your laptop. Just tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you tap those 3 words, you are live on YouTube, and you also will watch the show live, and you also subscribe to our YouTube page. Those who are on the Prime FM on River 105.5, Prime FM on River 105.5, we are also streaming live on Prime FM. So just share the show so that more of your followers and friends and relatives can also be on top of what is happening here on the show tonight. Tonight, we have the Liberia Council of Churches. We sought to bring the council so as to discuss couple of issues. Dr. To, Reverend Dr. To, welcome again to the program.
Well, thank you very much, Sabo. It's a pleasure being on the Prime show. You call it the Heat.
The Nighttime Heat.
The Nighttime Heat.
I know you shortly be under the heat.
I hope I got some air condition blowing.
Rest assured, the air conditions here, but they may not be understand the heat because you have to receive the heat from all sides.
I'm welcome. I'm welcome.
I'm sure you are prepared for that.
Yes.
Okay, so first, Dr. To, just give us a little understanding of some of the works that the council has been doing, and some major achievements over the last few years since you've been Secretary General of the council.
Thank you very much, and I'm honored to be on this show. As you stated, in terms of establishment, the council is now 43 years old. January make the council 43 years old. In terms of article incorporation, July of this year will make it 43 years old.
Okay.
And so the council comes from the backdrop of being a body of witness, advocacy, and service. So those are the 3 basic pillars of the council in terms of its movement. And its vision is to see a unified body of Christ, that seek to look at the whole issue of John's social actions, speaking as the voice of the voiceless, and addressing the whole issue of mediation, reconciliation, and unity. So the council for the past years, and since I got to the leadership of the council to 2018, we went to the council at the time that the secretary at the council was ameliorating in terms of his governance structure. I'm talking about governance structure in terms of the day-to-day activities. And so we came to that office, and with working with the little team that we put together, and we were able to revive the council and bring it back to the place that it reflected credibility, integrity, and dignity. So, like the scripture says, the years that the locusts have eaten, we try to restore the years that the locusts have eaten. So, over the period, we never had any of our chapters operating, and now we have 10 chapters operating. Now I can say I provide salary for 6 of the chapters. So that's a great achievement. We have this Sustainable Development Goals program that's mobilizing the efforts of churches in around the Sustainable Development Goals, especially issues around agriculture with its food security, issue around the water sanitation, which you know that the church talk about cleanliness and next to godliness, and water is the source of life. Issue around poverty, alleviating poverty. So alleviating the poverty look at the issue of advocacy around alleviate the poverty, because we engage government how we can come up with agenda that address the issue of poverty, taking people from poverty and raising them up to the level of middle income. Although that's the objective of a lot of our governments, to make sure that people come to the level of middle income. Although it's a challenge. Then we look at also the issue regarding education. In our institutions, we have improved the educational sector in our country, and the church has been that force complementing government efforts. So we have a lot of university that complements the work of education in our country, and then also health. So we are, as members of the Council of Churches, we have a lot of hospitals, health centers, and clinics in the country. So when you look at the Council of Churches, in terms of our structure now, also moving forward, we have revamped our commissions, and now we have 4 commissions. Instead of when I came, there were 2 commissions. We were able to bring about the establishment of 2 extra commissions: a commission of food security and a commission on water, sanitation, and health, which is a WASH. And then also another component has to do with addressing the issue of corruption, the issue of impunity. So working along with the civil society and the government on the issue of the TRC report have led to the whole issue of the establishment of the Office of the War and Economic Crime Squad. So those are some of the things we are involved with. We have gone in the communities, carry on awareness. We have been involved with the election process, training a lot of church leaders, and so that we can be able to working along with the elections commission, so that we can be able to improve democracy in our country. So let me just stop there a little. I mean, just a little gist of some of the things. But if we reflect a little bit, working along with the National Muslim Council at the Interreligious Council level, we were able to win a laurel in 1994 at the Desmond Peace Tutu Peace Award. So that was given onto the council. And so these are some great achievements that the council have made over the period.
Okay, so let's look at the membership of the council. Reverend Dr. Toole, who are your members? Is it all of the churches in Liberia, all of the pastors, including those maybe in the Catholic church, those in Pentecostal, those in Methodist? Are they all your members?
Oh, thank you very much. That's a good question. And in terms of membership, the council has a constitutional narrative that set the basis for membership. So, in the preamble of defining who the members are, you must, as a member organization or church, you must have belief in the Trinity. That's one form of our basis. You must be able to believe in the Bible.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
You must be able to believe in the totality of the scriptures. The Old and New Testaments. And you should be able to profess. I talk about Jesus is Lord and all those things that connect to Christianity. Now, so if we talk about the membership now, the membership is centered around Protestant churches. And the Protestant churches, let me just name what you call Protestant churches. The Protestant churches are the Methodists, the Episcopalian, the Lutheran, the African Episcopal, the African Episcopal, Zion Christian Episcopal, and you just name it. There's a vast range of all the Protestant churches talking about. Then you have the Catholic, the Roman Catholic Church. They are also a member of the Council of Churches. And then we have so in terms of the council is structured in a way that it has 4 categories of membership right now, according to our new constitution. The first constitution talked about 3, but now we're able to move the level to 4 to encourage others to be able to participate in this process. So it's not just confined to only the the old council of churches that people knew about.
Okay.
So since I became general secretary, I was able to raise the bar, and we have 4 different denominations joining the council. So we have some Pentecostal churches. So in terms of our full member, 13 4-member churches.
Or 13 full. So when you want to take a decision, most of them comment, please, just one minute. When you want to take a decision, do you incorporate views, or the leadership of the council just meets and takes a decision?
Okay. In terms of the structure of the council of churches, the highest decision body is the General Assembly.
Yeah.
And the General Assembly now meets previously it used to meet once in a year. It was annually, but now it's biannual. So 2 times every period. So now from the General Assembly, the next body is the Executive Board. It was used to be referred to as the Executive Committee, but now it's referred to as the Executive Board. It was adopted by the constitutional amendment process, resolution, and adopted. So, and that board is the board that takes care of action in the absence of the General Assembly. So it runs the council along with the leadership.
How many members on the board?
So in terms of the board, now if we look at the membership of the board, all churches, all full member, all associate member, all fraternal members, and committee chairs, all standing committee chairs, and commission chairs are members of the board. So and so the board is structured in a way that it brings more integrity to the institution.
Okay.
So now this board takes care about actions, in the absence of the General Assembly, and then in the absence of the board, there's the leadership that is chaired by the president of the council. So you have the president, we have the first vice president, the second vice president, and then you have the treasurer. And then the general secretary is the chief executive officer, who is vetted through a process and is elected by the board.
Okay.
So those 5 persons form the executive leadership of the council, working along with the commissions and the standing committees, the standing commissions and committees. So those are the engine moving the council in the absence of the General Assembly.
Okay. Moses, you can come with 2 questions quickly.
Yes, yeah. Dr. Toll, thank you. Prior to this interview, Dr. Toll, I had the opportunity of perusing the bylaws, taking a closer look at your organization to really identify what you stand for and what you wish to accomplish. And I was impressed with your mission, champion the cause of social justice, standing defense of rule of law, good governance, advocacy for the poor. You guys came into existence 1982, and that was immediately after the military coup, and there was a lot of tyranny. I'm sure that may have given rise to the establishment of the Council of Churches. Now, in the wake of all of these things, you people have demonstrated over the year to be a very dependable. The late Michael Francis, the late Bishop Brown, the late Mother Dukley, all of these people held together. They lay a solid foundation for the LCC. Now, the pointed question I want to ask you, you came to this interview when there's this report in the media that you have that the LCC, when I say you, I'm making reference to the Council of Churches, that there's currently an internal rivalry in the wake of the honor bestowed on Speaker Richard Cohen. I want you to tell the people of Liberia, and a key word that you guys use for determining the category of honor for Speaker Cohn. The LCC indicated that this man was being honored as an astute statesman for national development.
National development, yeah.
National development. So, Dr. Tor, tell the people of Liberia what made Speaker Cohn an astute statesman, given the role he played in creating political instability in the House of Representatives, given his shady records at the University of Liberia, given his inability to even maintain a stable family. What makes him an astute statesman? Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. You ask a question, and in the question you have a narrative connected to the question that the whole issue of morality. And I just want to send you back a little bit that there is a word called relative, and so when words are used and use the word words are relative, to one group of person or to another person, you may be looked at as a good person, and to another person, you may be looked at as a bad person. And even Jesus was saying about the Pharisees and the Sadducees as the son of Beelzebul. He was evil. And how he was going to bring down the whole issue of the leadership of the time, and he was professing to be the king of the Jews, that he was using demonic power to heal people, and until Jesus died and he rose from the dead, and people saw the transformation of people speaking in other tongues, and the marvel, and they saw the lives of other people moving. Now they become to extol him, and today people refer to him as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords.
Where are you driving, Reverend Doctor?
Yeah, I'm coming to a place.
Because you're trying to take us into the Bible now.
Yeah, I'm coming to a place.
So you want you to be practical.
Yeah, I'm coming to a place.
And relate this thing to what the question about.
I'm coming to a place. I'm coming to the place. And I'm making this story because a lot of people, they have the whole issue of blame games and to ascribe, characteristics on people based on people past life and how people lived before. But I heard the Apostle Paul saying that, and because the Apostle Paul, remember, he was called Saul, and when he was transformed, he said, "If any man be in Christ, he's a new creation. All things are passed away,
And all things are
all things have become new." We do not look at the evil; we look at the good, because you have a tendency. Every human being has to. Please come. I'm coming to answer your question. I'm setting the basis to answer your question, because your question morality. You question somebody, and you're talking about what gives that person, what gives all the moral ground.
What informed your decision?
What informed your decision to be able to. I'm trying to give you the basis. And the basis is the basis of a changed mind. You look at this person as the person you saw them before to be. We see them as a person moving forward for national reconciliation, moving our country forward. And we look at also the record of the little things that they have done in terms of development, because we use the word national development. Development in the communities, development in the society, development changing the course of the health sector, improving the budget in the health sector, improving the salary in the judiciary. We're trying to do a lot of things in terms of the transformation in the budget and bringing to the space where the road construction, things are trying to move into different directions where even the international community is praising the government in terms of her action, in terms of moving some development issues in the country. Although the economic situation may be tough, but these are some cardinal things that you look at. And for this person also, who we see as a person with repentant heart, nevertheless of what this person was involved with or whatever, but they repented. There are a lot of people who have done a lot of things in this country and don't even say a word to anybody that they are sorry. And if people have a mission, and that's a form, those are processes.
Let me ask you,
those are processes of reconciliation.
Let me ask you, Dr. To. I know Moses will come in. Moses are coming. Dr. To, Moses are coming. Don't worry. Moses are coming 1 minute. Please share the show. Dr. To, before you made the decision to honor the speaker, did you have a proud meeting? Did you sit with him, say, Mr. Speaker, we've been following your activities and we've decided as a council to honor you? Did you have a proud meeting with him?
I'm going to say that.
You did?
Yes. We had a meeting and we had a discussion with him. I want you to know
what was that necessary?
Listen now. Let me just get to you on the point. And this thing is not about a particular person. And I don't know why it's I'm coming. Listen, I'm coming. And this is not, we did not look at particular personality. We look at various personalities in the country. And we try to ascribe honor unto them. And this was even brought to our board meeting, and the names were presented. And people asked questions, the same questions he asked. And some members of the board also raised the issue why they think that those pressing, even former Speaker Fonate Kofa was mentioned. And we rushed the process. I want you to know that. I come in place.
Moses, 1 minute.
You gave me a chance.
We got other discussions now already extending
if you brought a question, because you wanted to ask her. And I'm ready for this heat because I know that this is where your whole discussion is centered. And so we honor.
You say you took it to the board, and then there were people who asked.
There were questions asked, and people were also convinced that, yes, I think we need to, based on the fact of our team was, of the General Assembly, was reconciliation, acknowledging the past, accepting the present, adjusting the future, adjusting for the future with true healing.
The question I ask you, Reverend Dr. To, I ask you a question. Before you took the decision to honor the speaker, was there a proud meeting? You say yes. What was the essence of that?
We have what we call that was launched, we call the Bishop George G. Brown Hall of Fame. And so it was launched in 2023. And so this is not the first honor. When it was the first honor was given, we honored 4 different persons in our Hall of Fame.
And then what I'm asking, maybe when you met to meeting, did you say to him, Mr. Speaker, this is a very huge honor. We're going to bestow this honor onto you, and there should be a battle system. Was it in this course?
What is the battle system? No, I think he accepted the honor.
Okay.
He accepted the honor. He said, thank you. And he accepted the honor. And
absolutely, there was no exchange at all.
Pardon me? No, we never had an exchange with him.
Okay.
And I want you to know that you talk about, you raise the issue of tenure. The
question I asked you, Mr. Speaker, because you say you had a private meeting with him, you sat down with him in his office or maybe at his home. Mr. Speaker, we gave you this huge honor, and we think there should be something in return.
No, we did not ask me anything in return.
Because I told you went to a house. You had a meeting with him.
No.
Okay.
The issue was to recognize. You see, the whole process was that
Look,
We had
Sobo, can I come in, please?
After you answer, you carry Moses.
yeah, we had this conversation following, we did a reconciliation initiative intervention with the process at the house.
Okay.
At the time, he was like in the majority block, and the majority block was led at that time by the former representative from Nima County, and we had this meeting at Providence Church, the oldest church, the old church Providence, on the Broad Street.
That was during the heat of the crisis in the Blue House.
Yeah,
Okay.
the when they started, we had the
That's
first.
when you had a meeting with him.
The first meeting we had was with former Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. We had a meeting with him, and we had a meeting with him in that church, and then we had a meeting with the majority bloc headed by Sandra Coker, and from that meeting, it was resolved by the both group that the matter was in court. And so we should wait on the court.
Okay, you are negotiating this one.
Negotiating and having
To end the crisis.
To end the crisis.
Okay.
And then we continue the process, engaging them. And then in the process also, the whole issue of the majority bloc waiting to be able to get, because Speaker Kofa told us that if they can go through the process,
You will step aside.
and get that number to remove him, he will step aside. And so when the whole issue of the number was gotten, and they went ahead and elected a speaker, and then you see these ramblings will go on, we continue the discussion. That's where we cut in our touch. Besides, at the speaker level, I told you things that he did in your district, that's one. When you get at the speaker level, where we had this conversation now with him at the Boulevard Palace.
How did you know that he did things in your district?
Because I live in the district
so
before.
what? So what?
Frank.
Not
Okay,
friend.
Frank.
He's not my
Okay,
friend.
let's
He's not my friend. He was not my friend.
Okay, let's
But
go about this.
I live in the same. I live in the same.
So you follow his track record.
I follow his track record.
Okay, so based on that, you brought his name to the council to be honored.
I never brought his name. People nominated him.
Okay, let's hear from Moses quickly. Moses?
Yeah, look, Sobo, let me give you prior notice. I'll be leaving at 5:30 my time, so that's 17 minutes from now.
The night
Sobo and Dr. Toll, with all courtesy to you, I ask you a very simplistic question to tell us in few sentences. What made the LCC to say, hey, we're going to give you the title, the honor of astute statesman? And Dr. Toll, you have spent almost 20 minutes in a cycle. You still can tell us what made Speaker Kuhn an astute statesman. So, Dr. Toll, quickly, let me complete. So let me give you some characteristics of what it means to be an astute person. When someone is referred to as an astute person, an astute leader, the person is smart, the person leads by example, the person adheres to the rule of law, the person makes rational decisions, the person is not impulsive. And from what we've been reading and what we saw happening at the Capitol, all of these things seem to suggest that Speaker Kuhn doesn't have any of these qualities. You know his action, his full involvement with the rebellion that brought the economy of Liberia to a standstill. And Dr. Toll, you're telling us, the LCC chose to honor him because the government is carrying on road construction. There's an increment in the budgetary allocation for judges. But here, Dr. Toll, you forget to know that you are not honoring the Liberian government. You chose to honor an individual. So you cannot attribute all of these things that are happening in the country to that, to Speaker Kuhn. I wanted you to tell us, based on your own evaluation as one of the most prominent, one of the most respected organizations in the country. Based on your own evaluation, this man doesn't measure up to any of these things that make it astute. Can you do that in 2 minutes for us? Tell us in 2 minutes.
You are placing the speaker under the microscope. The way you look at things, I don't look at things that way. The way you perceive things, I don't perceive that thing. I look for the good. I don't count the evil. I can't even listen to
Dr. Paul, the LCC use a word. You guys use a word.
You have to give it a chance. I know we're on the heat. You have to give it a chance. And the way you perceive things, I don't perceive things that way. Because when God even look at morality, you don't look at the morality the way we look at morality. That way, say if you are faithful and just, and you repented of your sin, He's faithful and just to forgive you of your sins and cleanse you for all unrighteousness. That's God. And I'm not God, but I'm just saying to you is that in simple terms, we will look at the whole aspect of national reconciliation, the actions that were carried in line of national reconciliation. We're not looking at the whole issue of the devil that you are saying. We're looking at the action of committees. Even if you say, speaker, cool this XYZ, that same person you say did XYZ exhibited Christian stewardship by coming back to the Liberian people and to say sorry for what has happened during the process. He also re-admitted himself to the process by going through the red process after the Supreme Court ruling. And he went through that process and then he was elected. And I want you to know that even in a country where you have the presidency, it's the Liberian people that elect the president, whether you elect evil or you elect good, it's the people that elect. And so when we all elect a leader, whether that leader is evil or good, we take on the responsibility of electing such a leader. So I'm saying to you, in short, is that we look at the more good of admittance, the more good of reconciliation, the more good of being repentant, the more good of development. As I said to you, it is just the issue of him being the speaker. But as an individual, it's just that because he's the speaker. But if you look at the honor, they will not honor you as a speaker. We'll honor you as a street man for national reconciliation. So you can have your own definition of how you want to categorize that individual. It's just that he's in the office.
Okay, so Moses, let's try to play this tape. Let me get my producer quickly. When we were holding the program, the honorary program for the speaker and others, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Olubanki King Akerele, was at the program, and she caused a stir. Everybody looking, and in fact, there was a total disruption. Let's try to play this tape, and then we hear from you as to what you think about the tape.
Minister, what is wrong? This is wrong. Ambassador?
Okay, so a few words I heard from her. This is wrong, it's disgraceful, and it's illegal, it's not supposed to happen. And with anger, Mrs. Chief Scrap, were you disappointed? Were you appalled when you saw her in the hall?
I have a high respect for the foreign minister, and I want you to know that she was one of our first honoree
You honor her before.
We've honored her. She was the first honoree in the Bishop George D. Brown Hall of Fame. She was one of our first honoree when the Hall of Fame was launched. And so she was not invited by us, by the council at that program.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is that the person who was invited, Councilor Prayer Brown Bull, Councilor Dr. Prayer Brown Bull, Reverend, extended invitation to her colleagues to grace the occasion. And so when she got in, we respected her and gave the seat. Remember, we were not just in the program, we were having the service, we're in the service, we're in the chapel. And so it was just very unfortunate that when the name, and it's just what came to mind, what came to me was that there's a lot of there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate, still being exhibited. There's a lot of hate still being exhibited in this country. That's what came to me. Because when you're in the church, there are people even go to service where people are honoring people are Father of the Year, Mother of the Year. They may even have their own qualm, but they sit down and just look. But for you to come up in disturbance and to raise that issue, a question, you're also your stance as an astute person who were given a recognition before by that same group. So you are not the only person that's supposed to receive, honor. Other people will be due honor, whether you like it or you don't like it. Yes, the public has their. We are not saying that the public is not. They are not right. People have their own, way of venting out their own perception about things. But
he used some hard words. Disgraceful.
Yes, and that
was a slap in the face of the council.
She's very disappointing as a foreign minister.
Are you going to revoke her honor, maybe?
No, we're not going to do that.
Why?
We're not going to do that.
She put a dent on your character.
She put a dent on her own character because she is a member of the Council of Churches. By extension, that she's member of one of the churches. That's member of the Council of Churches. So that we don't want to get to that level, but I think she realized she was in error because even her colleagues raised the issue and said to her that she was in error.
Okay, let's hear from Moses quickly.
Okay. Look, Dr. Toh, I'm a little bit disappointed that you opted to describe the reaction of the former foreign minister, as a sign of hatred. I think she has a right, like you, like myself, like any other person, to say, hey, I stand for this, I do not stand for this. And that's how she chose to demonstrate that. And for you to even say that
not in a church service, not in a church service, not in a church service. And if the pastor is going to say to you, you're not saying that people come in the church service to destroy.
Let me complete my thought.
She's a Christian.
Yes, Dr. Toh.
I'm just saying the level of hate that is in this country.
Yeah, okay, so Dr. Toh,
because I hate speeches in this country. People are insulting political leaders, people are insulting the church leaders, and people are just sitting there, you're just sitting there in the face. The only thing you have to do is to always try to try and decry the church leaders, because you think within yourself that only the church leaders should uphold morality and not you.
Okay, gentlemen, let's try to talk
Sober, let me just complete my thoughts. Yeah, quickly, just a few seconds. So, Dr. Toh, the former foreign minister responded the way she did because she felt extremely hurt that an organization. Dr. Toh, let me complete. Dr. Toh, please. That's how she chose to vent her anger, and what makes it sad for the Secretary General to tell us that for the fact that this lady was not invited formally to this event, her reaction was also wrong. Well, I mean, if it is a church service and she chose to go there, I don't think we should say, well, she wasn't invited. So you're dismissing her feeling. You're dismissing the feelings of others who strongly believe that
You
the
don't go to
LCC
church when
there.
the pastor is preaching and you jump out there and say, Pastor is talking nonsense. You don't do that in the church. You don't do it. It's disrespect in the church.
Okay, gentlemen, let's try to speak with Brother John Sheriff. He's a very strong Christian. Brother Sheriff has been a singer and he's now an evangelist. He's been following the situation with the whole Council of Churches since the honoring of the speaker and others. Brother Sheriff, welcome to the nighttime heat tonight.
Yes, thanks so very much. Nighttime heat is happening when it is raining, so yeah, I feel very cold.
Okay, I know. John, let's hear from you. We have the chief scribe, the Secretary General of the Council of Churches, Reverend Dr. Chris Toll on the program, and he's been giving some justification for the honoring of the speaker and authors, although there has been some reaction to that. But what do you think? You've been a strong member of the Christian community.
Well, you know, this whole thing is kind of tricky. The first thing is, in the Christian setting, one of the things we do when we want to go about such event, we first of all seek the Lord's face, you know, asking that we would like to do this, and whenever the answer comes, and, you know, then we go about doing it. First of all, let me say hello to Dr. To the last time we met, I think it was in January program.
Thank you.
But the question is, like you asked, how many churches within, you know, within Liberia that form a part of the Liberia Council of Churches? More than that, did you consult these people before having gone to, you know, reach the speaker Cohen right now? The speaker is the legitimate speaker. Because what I thought initially, Samuel Joyce, I already thought that the Council of Churches who had been propagating peace and all of that would have held a reconciliation service first and do some counseling to the both of these people. Because as a team, in my imagination, it seems like, you know, the speaker Kuhn is the right guy and Fonati is the wrong guy. I thought it would have brought them together. So it is kind of tricky, like some of the questions that have been asked. But so the question will be, do you guys see the Lord's face? I mean, which is normal in taking on any event or any political, you know, crisis or whatever. Have you people, I like to ask him whether they saw the Lord's face and the Lord said, yes, go about it. You know, that number matters too. What was the decision within the council? I mean, the president of the council, Dr. Reed, a good friend of mine, did he participate in this decision making? And yes, so the whole stuff was a general Thanksgiving service that certain people were invited, but at the same time, it was open to the Christian community or the Liberians.
And John, before you answered your question, we just played a tape of the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Akweli. She was very harsh with the Christian with the LACC, saying that the entire honoring was disgraceful and you know, it's a disservice, and you know, she caused a stir in the service. You've been again a strong member of the community. Are you taken aback by Akweli?
You come in broken, but what I would like to say first, I think this announcement was when I heard about this, you know, honoring and whatnot. I think it was last week. The question we should ask did the former minister try to seek an audience with Dr. Tu himself, the Liberia Council of Churches, to sort of express how she felt about it, or she was ignored? I mean, so, you know, something like Dr. Tu has to answer because she's a stateswoman, and, you know, in that capacity, she sees and she loves her country and want to see her go, quote unquote, on the right path. Did she seek or did she request an audience with the Liberia Council of Churches, as you call it, the executive membership? That's a question that needs to be answered, because many times people vent in various ways. Some of them might not be very good, but just to let it out. So was she ignored? Did you guys invite her and she was ignored, or what?
Okay, John. Thank you, John. Thank you for making your position clear.
Just before I close, I want to ask some more question because we have been told that Speaker Kuru himself was that person at the meeting. Is that true?
Okay.
They were calling that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I said to you, Speaker Kuru accepted the honor. That's one. Two, he traveled to Sierra Leone, and the same day the honor was going on, he arrived by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but he sent a proxy. The chairman on rules and order, Honorable James Collier, was there to receive his honor.
But I don't think he himself took this message seriously, this honor him seriously, because
he took it after me now. The reason why, listen.
Let me just get through so that I don't monopolize the line.
Yes,
if he was formally informed of this very high honor by the Liberia Council of Churches, and he said, seeking first the kingdom of God, you know that Matthew 6:33. So he said, oh man, I can always say, we don't take you guys seriously. That is unfortunate, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Many thanks, John.
Okay, we were informed that because there was a minor revolt issue with regard on the borderline regarding security, and so he informed us that he was traveling. However, he really wanted to be there, but there was a minor revolt security issue at the border with Sierra Leone and Guinea, and so they were trying to see how they can be able to have peace along the border, and so we even proposed that even if he could have come on Saturday, and he said he promised to see how he could look at his schedule. But however, if he don't come, he even promised to come down the same Friday to come at the program. So I think it was because of coming from the airport and coming and we got the information also that he was on his way coming, but then the program was almost over.
Okay.
Because there were several questions that he asked.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, he asked
Mr. Corey, we'll get to
and
the very short.
we want to say in terms of the foreign minister, she did not make any call to me to inform me about this.
Okay.
This information went in the public, and we stated that the individuals that were going to be honored. I want you to know that even the program for this event was printed on Tuesday night.
Okay.
Still expecting if there were any corrections to be made. It was printed Tuesday night. Wednesday, with the event open, with the official opening ceremony. And then it was Thursday afternoon. No, not even Thursday afternoon. It was Thursday evening. I think when the issue started coming up, and we make notification as regard to what was obtaining, and so we put into place the process in terms of how to go about this whole issue about the program. And then on Friday, the program came on. And so we decided to go on with the program as planned. And so it just was unfortunate that she had the program, she saw the program. So while we were in the hall, even if she were going to call attention of anybody and say, oh, I see this program, this is XYZ, how do you look at it? There was nothing like that.
Okay.
As soon as the name, and that what got me concerned. As soon as the name, when the name Chief Fonati Kofa was mentioned,
she didn't have a problem with
she
that.
never mentioned, she never said anything. But when the name Richard Coon was mentioned, she jumped up and started shouting in the church. And that what concerned me, because the issue that brought the problem in our country was about these two statements. And we realized that Fonati, also, we recognize him as an advocate for justice and rule of law. He stood for that. And until the rule of law, came to pass. So we recognize his role that he played. However, at the time the program was going on, when we received information from him that, he thanked us for the honor, but he declined. But his honor was already prepared.
We'll come back to that.
It was already prepared. So President Boo received the honor on behalf of him. But then this is what happened on the other side. So it was just
through a tantrum.
Yeah, it was just
outburst. Okay.
Just unfortunate.
We'll open the lines, listeners, at 9:45, so that we can interact with the secretary. But in the meantime, let's try to get in touch with Mr. David Corey. He's been one of our discussants who've been standing by to make his to weigh in also on the discussion. We're listening to the Nighttime Heat, and of course, tonight we have as guests the Secretary General of the Liberia Council of Churches, Reverend Dr. Christopher Toh. Again, share the show. Just make sure to tap on your Facebook page, Nighttime Heat, and then you share the show. Besides, you can also go on your YouTube channel. As soon as you go on your YouTube channel, you also tap Nighttime Heat, and then you share the show and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get in touch with David Corey. As such, we get him. He's trying to weigh in also on the discussion. But let's hear from you, Reverend Dr. Toh. When you received, it seems Mr. Koti is now on the line. Quickly, let's try to speak with Mr. Koti, David Koti. Mr. Koti, welcome to the Nighttime Heat.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, I'm getting you now. We have in studio the Council of Churches Secretary General. He's been trying to provide a justification for the honoring of Speaker Cohn, former Speaker Kofa, and some other individuals. But there has been this whole change of negative reactions to the Council's decision to honor those people. Where do you stand?
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Let me first of all say here that the Council of Churches has been a credible institution for over 40 years. Oh, they have been. The Bishop. And let me begin also by saying there will be 3 surprises in heaven. 3. Number 1, you're going to see yourself there. I, David Koti, will be surprised to see myself there. Maybe I'm going to say, I will be a womanizer. Yeah, running behind women.
You're made to be a womanizer.
Oh, I am, yes. I'm not going to hide it from you. God is looking at my heart. Yes.
Okay.
God will say to me, my son, I know who you are and I know what you are. Mm-hmm. And the next thing will be, I'll say, Father, where is Moses, who used to be the co-host of Saba? He was a good guy. No, God will say to me, no, don't mind that man. He couldn't come because of A, B, C, D. Then I will ask for Speaker Cohn. People say all kinds of negative things about him. And he will say, look right back there he is sitting. In other words, I'm saying there will be 3 surprises. First, you see yourself there. Number 2, you will not see people you don't expect to see them will be there. You know, what troubles me is when I hear fellow church leaders making all kinds of negative comments about them. Go and look into their closets. Oh no, you see skeletons hanging in there. The Council of Churches is not a stupid organization. Those are credible men and women from Bishop Reeves. I know these people very well. For you to question the morality of Speaker Cohn, that's the point I'm getting at. Go and check yourself first. I listened to this afternoon. Some people made certain funny comments, and we know some of those people who ask leaders in their churches to spell belly. Hey man, you can be a church leader and you engage in all kinds of things, and because somebody's wife said they want to die, they want to divorce them, so it becomes a big issue. Bishop Toh, thank you very much. You did the right thing. You know why you honor this man, and you did the right thing. And I can't tell about the former foreign minister. She's my friend. The only discipline I have with her is that the way it happened. Like Moses actually readily asked a question. I mean, you asked the question whether there was any prior information about this. Could she have done it in-house? Yes. Was it right to do it publicly in a church? No. So don't have yourself to blame for anything, Reverend Toll. You did the right thing. And the only people who will accuse you of receiving money are those churches who honor people for money. Oh yeah. You know, they think the way they behave is the way you behave. Sometimes I said something this morning, this afternoon, OKFM, right in my district, 3 churches honor a Muslim man as Father of the Year who never went to the church one day because they wanted money.
I found it difficult to believe.
Hey man, the name of the man is called Abraham Sese. My good friend, he owns the Rare Power Station, district number 17. Come here, I will take you to the house, and you will sit there and I ask him, did you not receive honor from churches? He will say, yeah, they honor me as Father of the Year. 3 different churches.
I don't honor the man as father. The man is not in a church.
He's not even in the church. A Muslim who never been in church before because they want a generator. So those of you.
No, is that true?
Hey man, if it is not true, please come here tomorrow morning. I will take you to Abraham to say, I'm calling his name. I'm sure he's following me right now. The man who owns Rare Power Station, come here. So those people who do those things are the only people who will think the council of churches is like them. They ask women to spot belly in their churches. They honor people for choir, gown, and generators. So they think the council of churches is like them. No, this is a credible institution for more than 40 years.
Okay,
many people, man.
Many people, man.
Thank you, man. Councilor, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, God bless you.
Thank you.
Many thanks, David Coty. So again, shortly I'll open the lines. What came to your mind, Reverend Dr. Toll, when former Speaker Jake Fernandes Kofa rejected your invitation for honor?
Okay, thank you very much. And I think the former speaker deserve the right to accept or to not accept. Because I will not say this on the radio, but when you look at yourself, in the mirror,
mm-hmm.
and you think within yourself that face in the mirror have not changed his ways. That's what Michael Jackson said. I'm talking about the man in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking him to change his ways. So if I look at myself in the mirror and I think I don't deserve certain things, is to be truthful and to say to anybody who want to give me this thing that I think I don't deserve it.
You think, is that why you're insinuating?
No, I just saying to you.
That former Speaker Kofa didn't deserve being honored as an esteemed.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm
saying, listen, mm-hmm. I'm giving an analogy. And I'm saying that he deserved the right to say, I don't want to be honored. He said to us, thank you. Thank you for the honor, but I decline. So in my mind.
And why do you think he declined?
Yes, that is right. Because the former speaker, we met with him in the mediation process, and he said some things to us. And he said to us also that he was going to stand on the side of the law. He was going to make sure that the due process is followed. And when the due process is followed, and then he will, if the due process is followed, and he's not in, the due process is not in favor of him, he will bow down. But he wants the due process to be followed. And we saw him.
And he stuck to his word.
He stuck to his word. We saw him following the due process. Whatever came this way, he followed the process until it came to the place where he decided, I will resign. And you know, it's unfortunate. I want to bring this up, although you know, ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard Honorable Kofa making an insinuation that the Council of Churches were one of the group that asked him to resign. And I want to challenge him. Because the Council of Churches never asked him to resign.
You sure of that?
I'm sure of that. And those who told him, let him come on air and call their names. Because I'm the General Secretary. I'm not aware. If the NL person told him to resign, it's not the Council of Churches. Because any decision that comes from the Council of Churches, as the General Secretary, I will be fully aware of that decision.
Finally, before opening the lines, what trickled to your the membership decision, the Council of Churches, to re-elect Reverend Reeves?
Oh, thank you. That's a good question. Dr. Reeves, I've served the Council of Churches for the past 2 years plus, 3 years. And he came to the Council of Churches when the whole issue of reform was needed. Looking at our Constitution has some challenges. And those discussion points was something that was held in the old administration of Bishop Cottle Brown.
Okay.
So coming to the space, he took all that leadership to see how that can be translated into action, and it was done at the General Assembly in 2023 at the Georgia Parton Waterside. So coming from there to effectuate the action, we went to a lot of board meetings, and so he also instituted this kind of the leadership where we don't just go to meeting like that. We have a meeting of the leadership before even the board meeting.
Okay.
So at that meeting, the General Secretary has to report at that meeting. So the report of the General Secretary and the Treasurer, those reports are scrutinized. They are asked the critical questions so that it becomes the report of the leadership and not only the General Secretary. So that they are in acquiescence of what is happening. So that's one good thing he brought to the leadership. And another one he's brought to the leadership is to ensure that we don't only talk as members of Council of Churches, but we act. So if you think you're a member of the Council of Churches and you want the Council of Churches to survive, then you must be able to support it. And so he come with that leadership to say, we have to pay our dues. We cannot rely on international partners to support us. We cannot rely on government to support us. We must be self-reliant. We must be able to move forward. These are some basic things, and he created also that space, that working space for the Secretariat to operate, independent and to do his job, to report, give account of his stewardship as opposed to the previous. So these are some things that he did, and I think is worth, the people saw that, although there may be contentions around the area, but people saw that and evaluate, and so decided to be able to take him to for the second term.
Okay. A second, how many years term?
According to the Constitution, 3 years.
3 years, okay. 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. That's the number to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat tonight. Again, 0778 460 793. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
This is Pascal David.
Let's hear from you, Pascal.
Well, there are many reasons why constant worshiping with people churches is a problem. You sometimes see, even on the window bars, all kinds of different things. Just a clear indication that men of substance are no longer in the church. I said before, I went in the world, I saw the church. I went in the church and I saw the word. All of the worst sinners, the worst individuals, the church. I listen to the SG who say Liberians are happy, things are better in the country. The government is getting votes according to him. Yes. On that basis, they thought to reward the vigilante people. I want to say to you, Mr. LG, this country, for that, thank God that for nothing they didn't listen. You are here when the speaker now admitted that he created the tension at the legislature. That is the church who to start here and the capital building got of fire.
Okay. I think you made your point already. Let's get a call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, Sabo, and good evening to the studio guests.
Okay, let's hear from you.
So let me thank them first for the honorees, but I think the studio guest was a bit political, and it was not straight to the point. You can recall even
your name,
Moses, I think, started to push him.
Your name.
You the guy from the US.
Your name. I'm asking your name. What's your name?
I'm in Siga Kittings. I'm calling from the borough of Nicotown.
Okay, let's hear from you.
So you could see that he raised his voice several times when the other panelists tried to push him a bit harder. Now, our view, what I believe what God is into doesn't count with noise and backlashes. The two individuals that was mentioned have just come from a very rift that is not even yet resolved. All right, you could even, one of the reasons why former speaker even declined on the position was he accused the very council of churches of mesmerizing or telling him or encouraging him to resign. He would not have had him to have honored such such an honor program. Furthermore, the rift is still there, irrespective of what have happened. There is still this bitterness, right? So the council of churches rule they should not honor any one of them was to make sure that there is a peace finally between two of them, and the next honorary program could factor them. But you see the banner of lighting that is coming in from a federal speaker. I mean, it wasn't fair. You listen even to the last caller. Yeah.
Okay, let's get another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you. Your name.
I'm Pastor George Mohammed, senior calling for Lagos Community District number 9.
Okay. Let's hear from you. Yeah, let's hear from you. Go ahead.
Yes, firstly, I want to thank your studio guest, the Penny Air. They made some clarity to the Liberian people. I'm from the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church. Even though our church is not a member, and I'm not being a member of the Liberian Council of Churches, but my advice to the Council of Churches is that they should be very mindful in what they are involved with and to take time as it relates to politics. Then I want to end with this question as to whether, since we're talking about reconciliation and peace, as to whether they are ever honor the former president.
Okay. Let's get another call quickly. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay, sir.
My name is Reverend Maurice Inamde.
Okay, let's hear from you.
I'm calling from New Church.
Let's hear from you.
Well, first I listened to one of the quote. I got highly disappointed, but that's not the case with it. I think the secretary there and the entire council of churches are not treating Christianity fine in this country. Seriously. That was a big mistake ever to admit it. I'm very much against the honoring of the other people. And as you just said, you're right. People complaining about the honoring of Speaker Owen immediately after the saga. And the record in the studios that knows very well, I'm sure you've heard Speaker Owen apologizing to the respect of he heard that we caused this trouble because what our own meeting speaker as CDC had. And then you in the studio justifying that. Couldn't you have waited It was a big error. It needs no justification. You should apologize to Christendom in this country. It's not justifying anything there. You have to honor him today. You are with that, and he gets to the point of being and has to stand there after causing wahala to remove that led to the burning down of the Capitol building, that led to busting of cars, that led to lock your offices, that led to vandalization of the entire Capitol building. You honor him now. You think it was appropriate? Not.
Let me ask you, you think something may have triggered the honor?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Only triggered it was up to them. But I think it was wrong to honor Speaker Cole at this time. If they have any ulterior motive for honoring him, I don't know. They didn't tell me. I will not surmise that. I think I was wrong. You have to pick them not to honor Speaker Cole now. The honors for their honor. Even when the second son was friendly, I heard very little about the involvement of the LCC. Very little. You are crying in different countries. Not because of the countries were complaining, but the LCC kept almost quiet. Waited for the fact that of enemy waited, and then you come on somebody with a stupid statement. Shit. What is that? I'm jumping into political right there. You must have already. That is a senior watchdog in the society. Of all the civil society. The church should be a church that promotes integrity. It is not to do this kind of thing happy. Looks like God will be honored. I agree. Give some time. Not immediately after what happened. But honestly, as if I want to do it, I'm completely wrong. I will say that again.
Okay, many thanks. 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. We'll take a few calls and then we'll wrap it up quickly. 0778 460 793. That's the number to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat tonight. In the meantime, Reverend and Bishop again, Dr. Toe. Okay, this call. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Olu Blanket King Akewele.
Yes, kindly lower the volume of the radio. Lower the volume of the radio. The
Former foreign minister.
I know, former foreign minister, I know. Yeah, got it. Just lower the volume. Lower the volume of the radio.
Okay, is it okay?
It's okay, ma.
Okay, now, to the Secretary General, please contact Reverend Reeves and ask him whether I did not call him Saturday morning on this issue and reacting specifically to the point that you have made, that there was no indication that I had communicated with the LCC on this matter. I called him in the morning. It may have been 9:15 Friday, right? He indicated, in fact, they have been receiving many calls on this issue and they were looking into it. Number one. Number two, I have on my WhatsApp mail from Reverend Reeves indicating that you all had decided not to proceed with the honoring. You give me your thing, and I will have my people forward to you the communication to that effect. I'm only calling, responding, and making clarification to that particular item, that there was no indication that I had communicated with the LCC on this. I did. You call Reverend Reeves and let him.
Okay.
Confirm this. That is the only item I'm calling on.
Can I
issues, no problem.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. So you contacted Reverend Reeves and maybe you didn't get this sort of response. Did that warrant your action to have gone into the church and cause a stir and disruption of the service?
No. That is not the issue.
Okay.
Do not assume that I did not get XYZ response. I indicated the response I got from him, which was they were receiving a number of communication and calls on this issue, and they were looking into it. Full stop.
Okay.
Secondly, I saw on my email, on my WhatsApp, a communication from him. Nothing else I'm responding to.
So what caused your action then in the church?
Nothing else I am responding and engaging in a conversation on. I called to clarify the statement made by the Secretary General.
Just
that
for the
there was no indication. So, Mr. Secretary General, I would like you to check with Reverend Reeves on this particular item. That's all.
Madam Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, she went off the line. Let's get another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, let's hear from you. Your name, sir?
I'm Jefferson Elliott, call from Barnesville.
Okay, let's hear from you.
You know, my dear brothers and sisters, the church has lost its purpose. The church has lost purpose. You know, the moral discipline that the church is supposed to instill in society has lost. There's a breakdown of discipline in our society everywhere because the church has become so political, seeking wealth. Pastors are seeking wealth. Their eyes are on wealth. That whole situation is intended to get financial benefit, to align with whom, to favor him for financial reward. It can no moral basis. It can no moral basis. It lacks every principles of moral standing in our society. So, we are embarrassed with the church. The church should redefine a role. One of the 5 pillars of a society is the church. The church has a moral responsibility to instill moral discipline. And so I'm too disappointed. We should get it clear. The way we are proceeding with our society is very bad. I don't know what our children going to copy from us, to emulate from us. So I'm too disappointed. I call to let you know that the honoring of whom is very, very disgusting. Thank you.
Okay, many thanks. We'll take 2 more calls and then we'll go back to our studio guests to respond and wrap it up. Only 2 more calls, 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. That's the number to call and to alive on the nighttime heat tonight. Our guest on this program is the Chief Scribe, the Secretary General of the Liberia Council of Churches, Reverend Dr. Chris Toh. He's our guest on this program. Let's take another caller quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Let's take this caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Saba.
Let's hear from you quickly. Your name?
This is William Kolo, calling for Captain Papa.
Okay.
I want to say, we need to, Reverend Toh. Let me tell you something. They play our bishop here, Bishop Maga President. They're crying here today.
How you know that?
They share tears.
How you know the post sharing tears?
Let me tell you that the broadcast is what they are doing to all. With the Christian, with the what they are doing to all. They are brought shame to the country. Let me just tell you what happened here. When they father went home at a house, the people never thought nothing with a beating representative. They not thought nothing. Offering to people car. Then they want for a thief or for a new car, you see a war for them. But they are never saying, principle money. People never accept that war. What you are doing to the country, I swear, God will pay you one by one. Why did they just disgrace the country? Think you have a good day.
Okay. Many thanks. Let's try to go back. Okay, you listening to the Night of Heat. Let's take the final call quickly, and then we call it a quit. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I'm Jeffrey Kuman, a call from Powertown.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say hi to your guest in studio. And thanks for the topic on the discussion. You know, Mr. George, it's too embarrassing for our country when people that we expect to look up to as the society for better upcoming to array themselves in that kind of manner. And that's why exactly your studio guests are involved with. Look, the church is a place that people go to get moral discipline from. That's not a place where people should be, engaged into a lot of scandals. That will not mean well for the next generation. You know the kind of embarrassment this people have caused all other churches in this country? It's an embarrassment. Where were the council of churches when Speaker Kulu now went to the Capitol building, ordered the dismantling of the JK Koruba and got engaged into a lot of violent activities? It refused to respect the ruling of the Supreme Court. Stay for order he said as a speaker until there was election. What they try to the speaker say, the question of those people that he appointed on the committee while he was illegally serving as speaker, some of the people are on the federal committees.
Okay.
Those matters are not being resolved and they are institutional and parties like people thinking that they are satisfied themselves. It's an embarrassment. You have no respect, you have lost the taste of morality. You have not said it.
Okay, you made your point. You made your point. Many thanks. Let's take this call up quickly on the line. Good evening and welcome. Yes, good evening and welcome. Okay, we're trying to connect with this caller quickly. Let's take this call in the meantime. Quickly, let's take this call while we still wait for that special call. Let's take this call quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm Reverend Daniel. Something just caught my attention. When I read it, and I realized that Thomas Speaker well, I'm not part of the FCC, and I don't wish to be a part of the FCC in this kind of a category. And the church has strong. Thank God we don't have the way to go there. If the way is free, they will block it. We're going to be part of the FCC. We'll not be part of it. For government to reject the honoring of the church, it's not just people. I am not worthy of your honor. That was an insult, Christian. I felt insulted when I read that note. So, if you play from here to the Vatican to attend to the Pope's call, to the President's call to meet the Pope, but where he is in his country, he refused to attend to a church call. No one is that. And when they did not see it that way, didn't they see it that way?
Okay. I think you made your point. Yes, you made a point. Many thanks. I will take 2 more calls quickly to wrap it up. To go back to our studio guest, Reverend Dr. Toll, to respond to some of the concerns and wrap it up. Let's try to take this call up quickly. This final call. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay.
My name is Martha Johnson, and I'm calling from District 10.
Okay.
And I would like to say thank you for the interview with the GS of the Council of Churches. And we're listening and we are learning. But what I want to say here is this. The church is not a judge for the character of people. 1, 2, this country is about to move into reconciliation. And reconciliation is a very bitter pill that many of us will not want to accept. Just as they are looking at one character, what has Kun done to this country for people to turn against? What has he done? I want to say, 3, to the former foreign minister, her attitude was very rude. As a diplomat, she should not have done that in the church. She should have written as a diplomat, because this woman was our foreign minister in this country. And if we cannot set the record right for our children to follow, definitely we will keep having this kind of attitude within public places. What the council did by honoring those 2 honorable men and women, 2 men, I don't see any problem with it. The church served not as a judge, but the church is there to bring peace. And if the Liberian people don't see it that way, then they need to reinvestigate themselves, because reconciliation starts from you.
Okay.
Before it goes out. Thank you.
Many thanks. Let's go to our studio guest, Reverend Dr. Toole, to respond to some of the concerns, and then we'll wrap it up tonight on the Nighttime Heat.
Thank you very much, Asawa. And it is very interesting. And I will summarize my response in these ways. It is unfortunate that as people see things, and people have their views, and want to respect their views as they look at things.
Okay.
But we appreciate that they take the news another lens. And as I said in my opening statement, the church is a clinic. The church is a clinic for sick souls. And all of us, we are sick one way, we are the other, because we sin and fall short of the glory of God. And there is not one that can say, I'm perfect, I'm good.
Okay.
Now what Jesus said, he said, not one is good. Why you call me good? Not one is good. And so when people that we expect in the society, this thing should not be politicized. And what the church, like the last caller said, the church is not a judge.
Yeah.
The church should be a place of reconciliation. Jesus said to the thief, today thou shalt be with me in paradise, because he confessed that he did not do any wrong, we did the wrong. And so the issue of confession in reconciliation counts. There are people who cause mayhem in this country who are still moving with pride and dignity, have never said a word of sorry to the Liberian people. This country is still going on hate. I continue to say it. Hate, disrespect to political, clerical leaders. People referring to the Council of Churches as satanic group. Trust me. Someone was talking about the church. I'm disappointing the church. When you disappoint the church, you disappoint in yourself. You are disappointed in yourself, because what the Bible says is you are the temple of the Lord, and the Holy Spirit of the Lord dwells within you. So you are not simplification of the church. The church is not the building, as you may look at it. The church is a spiritual structure. And that spiritual structure, the church is a place there that people go for revival, people go for restoration, people go for peace, people go for the engagement of fellowship. And so this is a place that we all come to seek God's forgiveness, to seek God's mercy upon us. For when mercy and justice meet, when mercy and justice meet, peace smile.
Okay. Reverend Dr. Chris Toole is the Secretary General of the Liberia Council of Churches. We want to thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to appear on the program tonight.
And I want to say thank you. I enjoyed the heat. And someone was saying we're justifying. We're not justifying. We're just saying. And when the heat comes up, you got to be able to make sure that you release some vibes of air condition.
I know.
So that you normalize the heat.
Okay, just few persons to recognize for watching. Vinicius Gian Bo said watching. He didn't say from where. Maxwell Morwell from Simca. Frederick Shan Zulon. Sulon is from Sano County. He's been watching from there. Ophir as George, been watching from home. Pastor Samuel Shan also been watching from home. Grable Monk didn't say from where. Muya Sharif from Bangor City, Bon County. Augustine Touré from Chocolate City. Well, thanks to all of you for watching, and thanks to you too for listening. Join us, that is on Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll have the Enfield Director General. We understand that the cases of monkeypox continue to grow on a daily basis, increase on a daily basis. What's happening? Is it that we have a weak health system, or is it that we don't have the capacity? We don't have the strategies in trying to handle cases. You'll be here, that is on Wednesday for Ghostword. Until then, Sabo Joyce is my name. Thanks for listening. Have a pleasant, restful night.